wish we could use that. Can you put this one over here where you are?
Well, since you're not going to be working tomorrow, I'll plug this thing in.
Don't do it. Just move that one over here. Hi, Pam. Like way over here, honey, where it's not blocking this stuff. We're just fixing up some light, little bit of light change to make sure you guys are going to be able to see the whole project when we do it. Hi, Heather. Okay, so tonight we're going to build a whole scene, and I'm excited to try this with you guys. I have chosen this haunted house from CC Designs. It has a haunted house. I'm good. I'm so good. And yes, I'm going to do a clown as well. I have one already colored, so depending on how long it takes us to do the house, we might not color the clown, but if we have enough time, then we'll color the clown as well. But I think I might be using this one that I already have colored. And then I want to use Boo from this Cute But Creepy Clown set. Oh, I'm good tonight. I'm just a little scatterbrained at the moment, but other than that, I'm doing well. I have chosen some oxides for grass and sky that we will do after the fact, so we're probably gonna have to do a little masking. I just sort of shifted gears right before the live, so I might have to do some masking while you guys are watching. Hopefully you won't mind. I don't think we'll have to do that much cutting for the masking, but I'll show you how that works. I usually do that ahead of time, but I thought you guys might want to see. Hi, Charlotte. So I haven't used this set yet. I got it when they had a sale, and I wanted to use it tonight. Hi, Kelly. To go with my little clown, to build myself a little scary scene, because I thought it would be fun. So first we have to stamp our images. So I'm going to go ahead and put this paper in here. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Mom. Hi, everyone. We're going to use our Memento ink, which we have handy right here with the happy face on it. That means it's my newest ink pad. I always put happy faces on my stuff. I don't really know why I do that, but this stamp set also comes with dies, so I got the dies, but we probably won't need those because we're going to stamp straight on and then color. I've never used this stamp set, so I'm hoping it goes through really nicely. And we'll probably leave it on the background once we put it on there, just because we'll probably have to use it to do a mask as well. I want to do these trees, but we're going to wait until after we oxide to put the trees in there. I want to put them all over here. I want the house on one side though. And then I just love this stinking little ghost. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain when we have to mask this little guy, but I feel like he needs to be hanging out over here somewhere. Just because he's so darn cute. This little guy will go somewhere about right here. We'll have trees all behind him. We're going to build our grass, sky, clouds, and lightning and such with our stencil that we have in the shop. And we'll do that when we do, this is the Let's Rock stencil, and we'll do that when we oxide. But I think since we have a pumpkin on here, right there, and right there, I'm not going to use these little pumpkins, and I can stamp the bats after the fact. So for now, we're going to start with just these two little guys. Hi, B. Oh, you love my nails? Thank you, Mom. I went outside the box this time and tried to do something just a little bit different. I think I'm going to put this little ghost over here. So I have bats and ghosts on a couple of them. But I got them done today. They were super fun. I never ever put like little designs on my nails, so this is quite unique for me. Also, last night when we were doing this, we were talking about the wobbles and I couldn't find them, but I found them today when I was cleaning up because Cooper's coming tomorrow. I found them. We have them in the shop, so if you need some, we sell them in packages of 10. We're going to use that tonight with our clown because I think he'll look super cute when he's wiggling on our card. I also want to leave enough space for the word boo because we're going to put the word boo on there. So hopefully that's how it's going to pan out. I'll use my espresso. Okay, let's get started. Hi, Tammy. Let's get started. Let's get started. So I have a question for you guys since I have a few people on here. Are any of you aware of the craft roulette card making extravaganza thingy they're doing this weekend on Saturday? If you're not, go check it out. Craft Roulette on YouTube.
Special events.
Special events. And sign up to register because it's free. And if you register, you will be entered in the drawings. And we're part of the sponsorship, so we have some stuff out there. So you won't want to miss out on that. Yay, Kelly, are you going to be there? Because I think I'm going to be there too. I'm super excited. I have a bunch of die cutting to do for the next expo, but I can do that and watch and participate. Voila! We have a haunted house. Yay! And we have something peeking in the window there. It looks like a cat. We have a spider here and we have some cracks in our house. So we're going to emphasize those when we color this with Copics. It's going to be exciting. And we have our cute little clown, our cute little ghost up there in the corner. I just love him. So we're going to start out with this. It's not a whole lot. It doesn't look very fancy, but we'll get there. So this is going to be building a whole scene from scratch. I'm going to clean this stamp, but I'm going to leave it on here for masking purposes. When I clean my stamps, I just use a little rag here and for just plain water. And then I just wipe them off. And then we'll just leave it until we're ready to do some masking. Because we'll probably need it at that point. All right. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. All right. So again, this is a CC Design stamp set called Haunted House. I did not have a chance to go out and look on their site to see if it's still out there. I bought it last year, but I really wanted to color it tonight. So we're going to start off by coloring it. I will pull the Copics as we need them. I don't really know what color off the bat I'm going to use, but as I use them, I will tell you what they are, and you will be able to see them here. All right. Purple Copic stands, yay! Okay. So let's move those out of the way. I'm making myself just a little bit more room here. I have my glass plate is magnetic, so if I need to, I can hold these down. So I'm going to keep those handy just in case I need them. They look like little parcheesi pieces. I think I'm going to start with the roof, and I think I want to make the roof like a dark red reddish brown kind of color. So we may have to do a little swatching along the way. We might do the shutters in the same color as the roof. But we'll see. So I definitely want to start with this R59, but I think I might want to also use E49. Let's see if those work together. 49 and 59. No, that's a little bit too dark. Maybe I need 29. And this is how I choose colors. So if you've never seen me do this before, now you're gonna learn. That's E29 and this is R59. Oh, that's a very nice blend. So I'm happy with that. So far so good. And then I think I'm gonna go for 27. So we're gonna kind of alternate brown and red so that it's not red red. R56. And then I think we need to finish it off with something like E07 maybe? This might be too bright. We'll see. Oh no, it's perfect. Yep, E07. So a strange combination I have never used before, but I think it'll be super cool. So E29, R59, E27, R56, and E07. That's going to be here. I'm also going to need, like, I think I want my chimney to be black and some of my outline to be black, but my house is going to be like a brownish color. So I've already decided on that. So my house is going to be E49, 47, 44, 43, and 42. So we can go ahead and put those in here. Then you won't have to pause in between each one to pick colors. And then we need like a grayish color for the chimney. So I'm going to go with W's. I'm going to use 4 on this one. So I'm going to go with W9, 7, 6, and 5. And then we're going to leave the windows. We'll do those after. I think we'll do the door in the red too. The red brown color. Okay. I feel good. Let's get started. So I'm going to start with the lightest color that I chose. So the browns, I'm going to zoom in. Hold on. I got to stand up because it's a different way to do my. There we go. Is that better? Do you guys see better now? Okay. We're going to start with the light color for the house. And we're going to make it look a little dingy. So just bear with me. We're going to start with E49. Hi, Amy. We're going to start with E49. And we're going to start in the darkest areas, so where the shadowing would be and where the cracks are. And I'm going to kind of emphasize the cracks a little more than what the artist did, because I need those to really stand out. I'm also going to put this along, all the way along underneath the edge of the roof, because it would hang over the house. And I really want that to look like that. There we go. Are you guys anxiously waiting to see what this looks like? I'm super excited to try it. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I can't wait to find out. So I'm making the cracks just a little bit bigger, because I'm going to want them to really stand out. And then like this area right here, I'm going to just kind of add a little bit to that. Here's the other crack. I'm going to make this one go out a little bit more. And then down here underneath these wooden panels, I want to put a little bit of shadowing there. Just to kind of show that off. And then underneath, so where these windows attach together, I need to have the back behind that look really dark for shadow purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then I'm going to put just a little bit out here to make this look like the shutters are sticking out. And then a straight line underneath the window. So I want that window to look a bit dimensional, so that's why I added those underneath it. This one doesn't have any shutters, so he's just going to get a little bit underneath, but the pumpkin will be casting a shadow as well. And then we have underneath the fence a little bit. And maybe on one side of the fence. Okay, so that's our darkest color. That's our E49. My, you guys are quiet tonight. And notice that this is a haunting night and I have my haunting fingernails. I thought it worked perfectly with the change of my nail polish, so. Okay, now we're going to start extending out from where we put that darkest shade with the E47. Now this house is not going to be real dark, just in the shadow areas, because it is going to be a night scene, so I don't want the house to look really bright. I'm just putting a little bit of shadow on these. I don't want to emphasize them too much. So just a little bit. We are going to extend out on the cracks just a little bit because I want them to really look like this house is falling apart. Scary haunted house. Thank you, Kelly. This is going to be my nails for the next 2 expo shows. So I can't go back to my lady until I get back home, which I won't be coming back home until after Ontario. I'm just going to extend out a little bit from there and a little bit here. A little bit more on the fence, maybe down here. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here and there and everywhere. I want this window to look a little bit like it's sunken back in. We're going to extend out just a tad bit from these. It doesn't have to be straight because they're crooked old windows. All right, a little bit more on this right here. Okay, next. All right, E44, now the colors are going to start getting quite a bit lighter. So I'm going to be careful when I use them. I still don't want too much of this one. Once we get to the next one, we'll use a lot more ink. But for now, we're just extending from where we put the darker shades. It looks pretty dark right now, but it won't when I get finished. But I'm okay with it being darker because it is nighttime and it won't look bright in the nighttime. around the door. I was going to sketch out a scene for you guys, but I just didn't have enough time today to focus on doing a haunted house sketch. That will have to be another time. I thought you guys might like to see that sometime, so I will do more later. Just gonna put a little bit more accent on this. You'll see how the next color actually puts in a little bit of texture. So we'll start with the next color. Hi, Tammy. Okay, E43. Now this is actually the fourth color, but this is the color I want to cover more space with. And I want to use it a little bit for washing out some of the color I put in there already. You can see it kind of moving around. And that is the purpose of what I had in mind. Now the shutters are going to be the reddish color and around them are going to be the gray. So if it bleeds into there, it's totally fine. No big deal. Not concerned about that. That's why we started with the lightest color first. So if we bleed over into any of the other ones, we can fix that. So far, I'm liking it. It's making me happy. I want to keep that pretty dark though, so I'm not going to wash any of that color out. I'm not going to build any texture with that. I like this color because it kind of reminds me of stone. So we're kind of going around the edges, but in a minute we're going to do some random brush strokes in the middle of that big white open space. Only because I want it to kind of look rickety, and it will when we use the lighter colors. Hi, Jenny. I'm going to blend this just a little bit. I like it, but I don't want it to be such a harsh shadow, so I'm just softening it up a little bit. I think I got most of the other stuff done with this one. So now we're going to move on to E42. And if need be, to lighten some areas, we may go into E41 or E40. But for now, let's stick with 42 and see how it goes. So this is the last color that I had chosen, and I may end up using another, but for right now, let's see how it comes out. This one's the one that has a lot of colorless blender, and we'll start putting some texture in there, which is what we want. I'm going to go over this again just to soften up those lines I put in there, so there'll be some dark, some light.
Like water stains.
Yeah, they do kind of look like water stains. Makes the house look old and beat down. And now we're going to, I am going to pull in, I think I'm going to pull in E40. It's going to have a lot more colorless blender, so we have to be very light with E40. But in a couple spots that I want it to lighten up a little bit, I'm going to use this one. Going to make it look like it has some tattered, worn areas in it. So you can use the markers not just to color, but to also build texture. So I wanted to kind of show that to you. See how that looks really washed out? It's because there's more colorless blender in here. So we're just going to do a little bit more of this in the spots I want it to really show. And then we'll let it dry and see what happens. We can also do a little bit of dotting along there, which will build some more texture to make it look a little more like stone. There we go. I like how that looks. What do you guys think? I think if I move these markers over, you can see it a little better in the light. It's pretty dark up there, but not too bad. Hi, Michelle. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, and if we need to do any more touch-ups with it, we can do that later. I'm going to move on to, I'm going to do the chimney and the black parts. So I have my W. Dang it, you're late again. Okay, so quick recap. This is the haunted house from CC Designs. It's a whole like scene builder. And then we're going to use our clown with it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this chimney a little bit. We are going to have to be careful when we do the moon because we're putting black next to the moon, but I think we'll be okay. And I think we're going to use some fluorescent on the moon. Just building in a few little cracks on this chimney. Hoping they'll show up when we get the other colors in here. But we don't want it to look smooth. I want to do around the windows with this black. So I'm just going to do different parts because I want it to look pretty worn. So we're just going to start off with a couple of different spots and then we'll get to the rest of that later. Kind of tattered and different. Oops. Alright, I want to do around the door. So I'm just going to do the inside line. Not at the top though. I'm going to stop there. Down the side. And don't forget that little one. And then even though we're doing the roof, we're going to put this like the gutters. I'm going to make this look like the gutters. So we're going to put different random parts in there because I want it to look old and rusty and alright. So I think that's all I wanted to make black. We have W7 next, so that's where we're going to start building in our little chimney a little bit more. Just a little bit. I guess I'll go to the window next. Just extending out a little bit from where I put that previous color. Probably right by the pumpkin head. I have to do this one up here. There we go. And then we got to do this part up here. So I'm just going to put some of this in here. No rhyme or reason for the exact spot, just kind of scattered. Alright, we only have 4 colors in this gray combination, so the next one is going to be W6 and then the highlight will be with W5, so most of this will be with this one. And then the windows we'll be leaving a little bit for the last color. It looks a little messy and like eek right now, but it'll get there. Don't really want any highlight on the sides of the door, just at the top up here. So we're just gonna leave a little bit up there. Hi Paula, hi Pam, hi everybody. Okay, W5 is the last gray color, so we're gonna start building in this. This one will also build a little bit of texture. I did want the chimney to be pretty dark. It's a little bit hard in the video to see those cracks and stuff, but they are there. Some highlights on our window frame. This one will have a few more. It's a bigger frame and kind of stands out a little more on the picture, so we're going to leave that. Then we're going to come along here, finish off our door, and oops, don't forget this. You'll see the highlight a lot more on here. It looks a little damaged up there on the edge of the roof. Alright, now we're going to move on to, I think I'm going to do these wooden panels right here first. So I want to do those with the R39. We're using a lot of colors tonight, but it's okay. It'll all be okay. We're going to use R39 first. And we're going to use it for the fence and for the boards. So I'm going to just put some random like wood looking accents on here.
Wood grain.
Wood grain. Thank you, honey. What would I do without him watching my lives?
This was my idea.
Huh?
This was my idea.
Oh yeah, I guess it was. This was Dale's idea, you guys. So if you like this outcome, when I said, what should I do on my live? This is what he said. So this is what we get. Although, honestly, he did say, you should draw an entire scene. And I said, I don't have time to sketch out an image right now. So I do have one from CC Design, so let's just use that one. And he was like, okay. I'm going to put a little bit on the tops of these pumpkins. I will come back with, make them brown and green, so kind of like they're rotten a little bit. Hi, Gava. Okay, the next one's going to be 37, E37. And I'm just going to start extending out in a few places where I put this darker shade. We do have 2 more colors, so I don't need a whole bunch of this. But I do want the edges to appear to be a bit darker than the rest of the wood. And I'm going to use the lightest color on the tops of these wood picket fence thingamajiggies.
This is the lighter of my ideas.
Yes. Good job pushing me. That is right. And that is exactly what he does. Some of his ideas, I'm like, dude, I need a weekend to do that. I'm going to have to do that on a retreat. Because, and Jamie too. Well, she was belting out some awesome ideas that I was like, no way do I have time for that. I already keep my people longer than you do. But as long as I can keep your attention, we're all good. Once I get started, I love crafting with you guys. So sometimes I go just a little bit longer than I originally intended, but I'm hoping that you guys don't mind. I know YouTubers probably don't want to watch that long, and that's okay. They have the ability to fast forward. Oh no, Paula. What is up with that? E31. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of this in the top of the pumpkin, but we'll come back and put a little bit of green in there too. Yay! It works for y'all? You don't mind? Yay! Okay. Well, in that case, maybe the next time, maybe, let's see, next week I fly out. I might have one night to color with you guys, and then I have to leave. I'm not sure. But when I get back from the next trip and I have more time, I'll make that, I'll make one of these for you guys so you can see how to make that. Well, I guess I should show you the whole thing since not everybody was on the live last night. But last night I showed this card that I made, and it was super fun, and I showed all the dies. And when I get back from the next expos from California, I will make one of these with you guys. It'll be a longer video. It'll take longer to do. But if you guys don't mind, maybe I'll start just a little bit early, and then I'll show you how to put it together. It's a little tricky, but once you have it down, it's easy peasy. But in the beginning, when you first do it, it's a little tricky. Okay, we're going to start on the red brown colors for the roof and the rest of the stuff. And we're going to start with E29. This is our darkest shade, so I'm going to start putting these in the undersides where they overlap for my shadow area. So I'm going to do that almost like mermaid scales, kind of. They sort of look like mermaid scales when you look at them like this. But I'll show you how easy those are. And those are Karen Burniston, and she is a guest on the Craft Roulette card day. So if you like her, if you like those, you might like whatever card she makes too. She does all that pop-up stuff. It's super cool. I met her once and got to have my picture taken with her. I told her how much I love all of those dies. And Cheryl, I commented that if you'd like them, I can try to help you find them here and then get you some if you end up wanting them. I commented on that last night, but I didn't see if you commented yet. Okay, so that's my dark parts. I'm going to come back and do the shutters and the door later because the roof is a little bit more intensive. So, okay, R59. This is where I'm going to extend out from where I put that dark shadow color. I think I am going to go along the bottom that's up against the gutters, if you will. So this part will be pretty dark down here. And then I'm going to start extending out from where I put this other color. I need to have some of that red really showing up in here, so. I feel like I'm building a roof, man. I kinda am. You guys, I'm gonna look so Halloween when I get my hair done tomorrow, because we're going back to the deep purple because it has now faded to blondish red with a slight bit of purple. So I'm going back to purple, and I'm going to have purple hair and orange nails. I'm going to look so Halloweenish. I'm not going to lie, my nail lady is the one that talked me into this color, because this is not the typical me kind of color. I don't tend to do bright orange nails, but okay, now we're going to start working a little bit on the top part of this roof. But the moon's shining this way, so I'm putting the shadow on this side of the shingle. Alright, it's starting to come along. I'm getting a little bit excited. Okay, E27 is next. This is going to bring us back to more of a brown, but it is the third color. So I'm going to do extending out and starting to go around each shingle area. We have two more colors and they have a bit of red to them, so it'll come back to the red, no worries. This is why mermaids take so long to color, because you have to take your time on those scales and make them look overlapping. And it takes a little bit of work, but the end result is amazing. Now, if you have some artistic drawing talent, you can actually draw a little haunted house, but this little haunted house is super cute and not too hard to color, so just takes a bit of time, but it's definitely not too hard. Hi, Catherine. Okay, R56. Back to the red tone. Leaving a little bit for the last color. Just a little bit on the tops of those shingles for our last color. And again, this is a roof. I don't have to be like so concerned about perfect brush strokes and perfect whatever, because this is an old, tattered, haunted house. So kind of easier than doing like if you were doing a beautiful here's your new home kind of thing. You wouldn't want to make their home look haunted. That would not be good. But we are smoothing the colors a little bit. We're leaving them a little bit not smooth, but that's because it's a haunted house. One more. Background scenes usually take a bit to do. I like that smiley face. That's one of my favorite smiley faces with the little blushy cheeks. Okay, E07's our last color. I'm going to blend that out. I do like that. I do think that makes it stand out. I was a little unsure about my choice, but I think I like it. Makes it dark, but not too dark. You see how these last colors that just make it pop? It's selecting that color that does that. I used to not be able to do that in the beginning when I first started coloring, but then I started learning my markers really well, and the more you color, the more you know how they respond, and it makes it a little bit easier to do stuff like that. Or you can just watch me and I'll tell you what color to use. Ha ha ha. But I do want you to learn to do it on your own. But once you play with them a bit, you'll really start to get it. It'll start really making sense for you. And you'll love it, like I do. I won't guarantee you'll want to tattoo a Copic marker on your arm like I did, but you will like them. There we go. What do you think? Super cool? Hi, Jody. Now, I love how the roof came out. So we are going to use these colors for the shutters and the door because I think that'll bring it all kind of together. So we're going to go back to E29 and I'm going to put some of that. I'm going to make these shutters look a little bit more tattered and worn than the roof.
You gotta ask her what stamp set this is.
I joined late. What stamp set is this? This is CC Designs Haunted House. It's a stamp and you can get the dies as well. But I love it, and we don't have a haunted house, and I really wanted to use the haunted house, so I chose one from another favorite stamp company of mine. So notice I'm not doing those perfectly straight. I want them to look a little crooked. The little ghost guy, I know, me too. He's so cute. I couldn't help but put him in here because he's just so adorable. There's no real rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I'm just not doing them straight because I want them to look worn. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to start working on the door a little bit. So some of these places where the wood's covering the door, I want to put just a little bit of this darkest color on here. We'll put a little bit down here in that crack and a little bit on this side right here. I know, I love the little ghost guy too. He's so adorable. I'm thinking, I haven't decided for sure, but I have this, hey Dale, can you see if my white Copic, oh there it is. Oh, hold on one second. Let me reach over my desk. I'm telling you, I cleaned my desk a little bit, but it's not great. I'm thinking about doing the little ghostly guy with this little white, I haven't used it yet. It's called a opaque white. I thought we might try some ghostly white on him with that. Okay, so now we have our 59. I like the little bats too. They're super cute. I'm going to put just a little bit around the edges of this red. And I'm not going to do it with a clean line, again, because of all the reasons I said earlier. But this color is so dark that I'm not going to put too much of it in these panels here. But I am going to put a little bit more down here. I want the door to be pretty red. I don't know what color we're going to make the door handle yet. Probably just black, but I haven't decided quite yet. We also need to fill in our cat just a little bit. He didn't stamp as smooth as I wanted him to, so we'll use a multi-liner to fix that. There's always a fix for everything. Okay, E27 brings us back to brown. So now I'm going to start working these panels here. Just a little bit. Using the very tip of the marker as best I can so you guys can still see what I'm doing. And kind of build in a little bit of that. Make them look like they're slats. We're going to turn this around and we're going to do the same thing on this side. All right, moving right along. Okay, here we go with this one. I want to keep that door pretty dark. On the phone right now updating my iPad. Maybe that will help. I'm going to have to catch up on YouTube. Okay. Thanks so much for letting me know. I will post to YouTube as soon as we're done. Now I'm going to start extending these out into these from each side in the open space instead of on the line. Because we just have one more color and we'll finish up these blinds. Or shutters or panels or whatever you want to call them. It can be whatever you want. It's your haunted house. I think sometimes when doing these, the hardest part is choosing what color you want to use and then just taking the time to do it. It's not a hard process. It just takes a bit of time. So depending on how much time you have, I want those two to be pretty dark. This one can have a little bit of highlight. And the top, of course, have some highlight too. All right, this house is coming along, and it's not traditionally colored black and white, so I was hoping that you guys would like that, giving it a different color, a different shade. Now we're going to use E07, and we're just going to do a quick swipe over top all the way down. It'll give that, it'll put that really pretty red color in there without washing out all of our shadow. So there we go. See, they look old and rickety, don't you think? Do the same thing with this little door piece. Still want that to look a little bit old and rickety as well. I think I missed one spot right there. Hi, Julie. Okay, so next we have not chosen any greens, and we're going to. And I'm not gonna lie, I have decided already with my oxides that I'm gonna do more of an olive tone green. So I'm just going to choose one color, which is G85, to do like the tops of these rotting pumpkin tops. So they have the brown base, but now they have a dark hunter foresty green. I am going to pull out my W9 and just do the door handle with the W9. Just like that. W9 we used earlier. Yes, I did just get my nails done. Thank you. I'm just getting the brown out of my pumpkin before I color him orange. I am going to use orange, but I'm going to use more of a darker kind of orange, I think. Let me see if we put this YR27, I wonder how well it works with, there we go, YR18. That's what I was looking for. And then YR16 kind of brings it into more of a pumpkin-y color, which is what we're going to do. We're going to do these 3 colors for our pumpkins. So I don't usually use YR27 for a pumpkin, but we do want these to look a little bit beat down since the whole house is. I'm just putting him some of those pumpkin lines in here. He looks like funny right now, but don't worry, he'll be okay. And then YR18. This will be a darker orange. So I'll deepen up those lines a little bit. We'll probably come back with our multi-liner and put in his eyes a little bit better after we're done. I like this darker shade of pumpkin, but we're about to lighten them up just a little bit with the YR16. Now they're dark pumpkins, but definitely still have a little bit of that old look to them. Coming along nicely. All right, I want to put yellow in the windows because I want it to look like all the lights are on in this spooky house. So let's see, let's use, and I'm going to use some of this fluorescent yellow. Or maybe this one. Let's see, we have 2 fluorescent yellows. One is a yellow green and, oh yeah, like that yellow. So this one actually is fluorescent yellow, and this one is actually fluorescent yellow green, but the yellow green is what I'm going for. So we might actually use both of those. I think we need one in between to soften that up a little bit. So let's try, let's see if we went this one. Let's try Y13. And then into FYG. It looks a little bit green, but I kind of like it. All right, let's try that. We'll see how it rolls. Hopefully it'll do well. You know, Y11 might be better. I don't know. Let's see. Nope. Y11 is too light. All right. So let's start with FY1. Now we're going to have to be really careful that we don't touch the black and bring it into our picture. Want the darker parts to be around the outside. Might be furniture and stuff in there shadowing it. You never know. Okay, let's throw a little natural Y13 in there. And then we'll fluorescent it up here in a minute with the center part, so it really stands out. Same thing on this one. What's that, hon? Hi, April. Okay, so I like that yellow, but I think I'm gonna like it even more when I put this FYG in there. I really want them to stand out. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? It's super cool, huh? I really like that. I think I'm going to go over it one more time with the FYG just to soften up some of those really harsh lines. And I think that will be great. Perfect. And for some reason, I guess I was afraid of that corner and getting black on it. Nice. Love it. Love it, love it. All right, time to build. Are you guys ready? Oh, we need to do our moon. I'm trying to decide if we want the moon to be yellow. Do we want the moon to be really bright yellow, like almost like these same fluorescent yellows, or do we want the moon to be like blue and gray? What do you guys think? Thanks, Paula. Thanks, Cheryl. I love it. I'm happy with it.
Light gray on the edges, going into a very pale blue.
Dale says our moon should be gray and blue. Like a cool gray.
Yeah, you want it the outer edges because it'll be
A purplish moon? Oh, you know what? I can do that.
it's whatever you want it.
It is whatever I want it. You are correct. So, perfect. The first suggestion, we're going with it. We're going to use BV 29, 25. These are out of order. 23 and 20. Blue gray would be more spooky. Yeah, I think you're right. But we're going to try this purple. Okay, so we're going to put some on the outside. Now I know the oxide might cover that up, but for now we're going to put it around the outside of the moon. And then we'll blend that out with the colorless blender to soften it up. Purple would be cool also. So I'm going to use the colorless blender to kind of just soften that up a little bit. I want that to be there, but not real stark, like, if you know what I mean. This will just soften it and kind of spread it out a little bit. And that makes it a bit on the spooky side. Okay, we're gonna put, we're gonna use our BV 29 to put some little crater-like things in the moon. We can do them however we want. Cracks and crevices.
Well, you probably could have just used the celestial thing and put the...
I definitely could have done that. Look, I almost have a scary face with that bat right there. I'm also going to put the darkest color all the way around. Since we put that light color on the outside, I want it to really stand out. We look like we have a scary moon there. Hi, Jenny. Okay, BV 25, I'm going to extend out on some of this moon craters, if you will.
Light orange would look good too as a harvest moon.
Oh yeah, Dale says an orange moon would have been good too. I didn't even think about that, but it would have. So I'm just building this as I go. Just need some dark. We need some light. Okay, we're going to use BV23. Oh, good. We're still going to be able to see our sweet little, wait, I need to go back to 25 and soften this that went around the outside. Because it's not going to blend with the 20. There we go. We're still going to be able to see our bat in the moon. I was concerned, but now I'm not. I'm going to do a little bit of circle movement here because I really want to build some texture, and I think that that will build a little bit of texture around the crater looking stuff we got going on here. I don't do this very often. Circular motions are not my friend. I don't want to wash out my dark too much. But I also don't want those craters to look too obvious. All right, I am going to use the BV20. I need to be careful though because it has a lot of colorless blender. So I'm going to work on areas that are outside of that crater area just to kind of move around the color and give a little texture to this moon. So you'll see it as it's coming to life. You can see it moving it around. That's why we like this color. These light colors really help with that. I'm also going to do it quite a bit around my little bat so he stands out. This is building texture. This is not going to be a smooth moon. I like it. I'm going to go back with the 25 and deepen this part right here that I lightened a little more than I really wanted to. And there we go. Now we have a moon. And it's a spooky moon too. I like it. It's very dark. Okay. Now, in order to do the background that we want to do with this, with the oxides, we're going to have to do a mask over this. So, I'm going to pull this back out. I'm going to put our masking paper on here. And while I'm at it, I can move all my Copics out of the way because we won't need those for a while, if at all. I'm going to have to cut this down. You like it too? Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Still. Move it to this side. We'll move this one to this side. Let's see if that'll work. There we go. Now we got all the pieces the way that we need them. Just going to use my Memento one more time on this little house. It doesn't really matter if the insides show up very well. All we really care about is the outline. So, and we're going to do our little ghost too because I don't want to color him. This works. This is good enough for me. It does not have to be perfect. Yep, I have scissors. Thank you for trying to help. Okay. Now we have that. I'll put that away after the live. You don't have to watch me do that. This is our house and our cute little ghost over here. I want to use my bees. I want to use my cutter bees. Okay, so when you're cutting out for the house, I don't want, you have to cut inside the black line. Don't cut on the outside or you have a white shadow around your house, which we don't want. I don't care about these little grass thingies, so I'm going to cut them off. But what I do care about is this pumpkin. I want him to remain orange. And then along the bottom of the house, I don't care about the grass. I definitely want to have the fence. So this, I started on the bottom because this is the more intense cutting. The top will be very easy. And depending on how well you cut your mask will depend on whether you have any white outlines on your picture. But we have tiny brushes we can use that will repair any of that should we have any problems with that. Whoops. Slippery little sucker. This is very slick feeling paper though. Okay, so notice how I'm cutting in the middle of that black line or closer to the white. That's to make sure I don't have any leftover going outside of my lines that I colored. Because I don't want to have any white lines. I did it perfectly the other night. I'm hoping I do really good tonight too. Now with the moon, because we put that little outside around the moon, it's about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to actually cut my mask a little bit outside of the moon so I can keep some of that white part when I can mask it, so that when I put the dark colors for the sky and I make this nighttime, that will show up. It will pop out. So when you mask, you can choose whatever you want. You know, if you wanted to oxide the house, you could mask the roof, and you could mask, so you can mask anything that you want. You just have to decide what you want to mask and then cut this out of that item that you want to mask. Hello, Jack. And we're already over halfway there, so we're almost done. Thank you for your patience. We do have to do that little ghost, but he is tiny, so he should be okay. And then once you make one of these masks, you can just save it and use it the next time you want to make a mask for this image. And it's great. This is easier to cut these off if you cut that hanging piece. So you're just cutting trimming little pieces off rather than that great big leftover piece hanging there. All right, so there we go. Now we have a mask for that. We just need our little baby ghost here. So I'm going to cut all the excess off. So where'd he go? There he is. He kind of matches the little ghosts on my fingernails. You see him? That's what he makes me think of. He's so cute. All right, so same thing. We have to cut into the black line. But this is such a little guy that it won't be It won't take me but a second. Well, maybe longer than a second. Maybe a minute. But you guys don't mind, right? Alright, this is the only tricky part. Oh, he has one of them squigglies on the bottom of him too. So 2 tricky parts. And normally I wouldn't do this, but I don't have any white. Like if I had some white ink that I could stamp him over the oxides after we did it, I would. But I don't have any white ink. I never seem to have much luck with white ink, so I don't buy it. But if you have some, you could do that and solve this problem for yourself. Now, all we have to do is make it through the masking without losing the ghost. That is the task of the day. Don't lose the ghost. So I like it when it's on this split line because that makes it a lot easier to remove the sticky from the image. And then we put this right over top of our image. So I didn't cut it quite as big as all of that, but at least I left it a little bit. We'll just go light around there anyway. Okay, so now we have masked it. You're always impressed by people who do it well. I have fussy cut so much in my crafty lifetime. Okay, so this is going to be a little challenging to get this back off of this teeny tiny little ghost. But I'm tell you what, I am determined. So it is going to happen. There we go. I at least have them separated. He jumped out of my hand. He doesn't want to be oxided. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to use my tweezers to put this little ghost over this little ghost. And I know I haven't colored him yet, but I want to keep him white. So we're just going to put this over top of him. Did I get that right? Yep. So we're just going to put this over top of him. And now we're ready to go. So we've Copic colored, but we want to use this stencil. So this is called the Let's Rock stencil. And we're going to use this for grass. We can do clouds in the sky. And then we might try to do a little bit of this. I want to make this lightning. I don't know how well that'll go, but we're going to try it because I've never tried it before, so we're going to try it. And we're going to use our magnets to hold this down. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Not a whole lot. I want you to still be able to see really close to what I'm doing. I need to move my markers out of the way. So give me just 1 second so I can make myself enough room. All right. So I need my brushes for my oxides and my oxides. So let me show you what I have chosen. I do have brushes for each oxide color, but these are what I have chosen. So for my grass, sorry, that one's upside down. I chose forest moss, peeled paint, and crushed olive because I want it to be really deep green. No bright grass in the middle of the night. And then for the sky, I chose black soot, chipped sapphire, and hickory smoke. I also chose lost shadow to put in, like we're going to try to put this down and then we're going to try to put some of this over to make the clouds. So not exactly sure how that'll work, but last night when we were making this card, I noticed that the lost shadow really pops out on the darker colors. So we're going to attempt that tonight. Ready, set, go. Let's do grass first. So I'm going to start the grass. I need some of them great holders. Dale, please make them so we can buy them. He did make them for a while. We carried them to the shows, but we never put them in the shop because they're hard to ship and they're hard to take with us. But if you're very interested in some of these, he has made them upon special order, so you just need to send him a message. But yes, I love these holders. They're amazing for me. I'm going to start with the darkest color and get light as I go back. And so I'm going to start here and have like a larger amount. Actually, I think I'm going to do it crookedly, if you will. Is that a word? Crookedly?
Just crooked.
Just crooked, not crookedly. I was just thinking how great those are. Yeah, we tried them sell a few of them at the expo. Sometimes we test out new products and stuff at the expo first and see how they go, and they didn't sell very fast, but I'm not sure if people really knew what they were, and we only tried a couple locations. But if you guys are really into them, just, you know, let us know, mention it.
Because you're running out of space.
They are really great. They hold, like, you can have them for all your oxides, or you can have them, I think we had them for the size of oxides, and we had them for the size of your memento pads, because see how they have the name on the side? It just slid right in there. So we had two sizes. They were super great, I'm telling you. I really like them. Not sure how many other people, but I know there were a few people that special ordered because they wanted they wanted all their oxides in them, and so they special ordered several all in the same color. So you can certainly do that if you'd like. You just need to send me a PM and I'll get you in contact with my hubby that makes them. I don't remember how much they were. Do you, honey? No?
No, I think $6.50 for the holder.
He thinks it was somewhere around $6.50 or something, like, or $6.99, or I don't know, something like that. Okay, so this was the forest moss. I wanted it to be really dark, and I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a, I wanted to make it look a little bit crooked. So for me, I think the key with this stencil is that when you're making the grass, you have to switch. Like, I started it right here, so now I'm gonna shift it a little bit more.
Just clean it and flip it.
Yeah, you can. That's true. We don't even have to clean it. We can just flip it if we want, because it's okay if it gets that color on here. And then you just flip it. I think I need more. Yeah, there we go. You can just flip it back and forth. Dale, I might need you to clean this. Now I'm going to go with a little bit lighter color, so I'm going to go with peeled paint. Am I doing this in the wrong order, honey? You designed this. No, it's okay. It's all good. I forgot to put my magnet back down. It's okay, it's just grass. It'll be fine. We have one more layer anyway. So all will be good. This is the advantage to a live video. You get to see our fumbled mistakes. I am going down over the moss just to add a little bit more color in there so they blend super well. But look at that. Isn't that cool? I really like that. I'm super happy with that. Okay, so now we're going to come up quite a bit. I think I want to switch it back this way. I'm going to come up so that it would go like up on the house, but it won't because we have a mask. But it will come up beside the house. Okay. And we're going to use the last color for that, and I chose crushed olive for the last one. This is pretty much a brownish color, so it's like a brownish green, so it's gonna kind of look like the grass is dead. That was my plan anyway. Can you make me some in teal or white? I like to have 4 of them. Oh, and 1 for the Mento ink. Yes, Mr. Dale. We'll hook you up, Cheryl. Doesn't matter when you want them. 4 of what? These, the holders that I'm holding the oxides. She pegged that I had the oxides in a holder there that Dale made specifically for me. And we sold a few at the show to see how they'd go. And some went really well, and then we realized they'd be hard to ship unless you bought a bunch of them and we could bulk them together. So we didn't put them on the site because it would be really hard to ship them. I think I'm going to do one more. I'm going to go back down here. I wish I had done this earlier, but I didn't. And I'm going to go over it with peeled paint. Even though it is the darkest color, I'm hoping you'll still be able to see some of the peeled paint on there. What, honey?
I was like, don't forget your magnets so they don't slip.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit on this one. I'm not doing a whole bunch, but you're right. I really should have the magnets on there. I love these magnets because I don't have to use as much washi tape, but the key is you got to remember to put them on there. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Look at that grass. Do I need to go up a little higher? I might need to go up a little higher. I think I need to go up just a little bit higher. So what I'm going to do is flip it from, well, this, yeah, I'm going to flip directions. And I'm just going to use the leftover ink on all 3 brushes. So I'm going to start with the dark one. Oh. Man, you'd think I'd learn. And I'm not touching the actual ink pads this time. I'm just using the leftover of all 3 colors just to kind of give me a variation at the top. And I think that'll be great for my last layer here. Nice. Perfect. Okay, I'm super happy with that. So now we got to work on the sky. And you asked me, I know you want to ask me, oh my gosh, how are we going to do the sky and not cover up the grass? Well, we're not. We're going to cover up the grass too. Unless I can think of some magical way to make that not happen. But we'll see how it's going. We'll just put light down there by the grass and we should be good. I'm going to close my oxides. This is how I put them. This is how I put them away. I don't throw them, but I stick them in these holders so they're not laying all over my desk while I finish my video and while I'm working. When I'm working on projects, especially if I need to use the same colors over and over again, it just kind of clears off my desk a bit. And I keep my favorite colors in there so I can pull them out quickly. Oh, you need something to hold your oxide paint to stay put. It's always moving around. Not sure if you can come up with that with our oxide paint.
Yes, I just have to put a rubber grip pad on the bottom of
Oh, of the oxide thing.
Make a holder for the oxide and put it in, and it has a grip pad on
Yeah, there are some people that have like some kind of oxide holder. I'm not a fan of it because you have to take your thing in and out every single time you use it, and to me, I just don't have time for that. But
that, and I just hold it.
we'll just let Dale think of something amazing. Okay, so can you wash this off for me? just rinse it off. Just go rinse it off real quick. Just the bottom part. Don't put the whole thing in there.
It'll take a while to come up with something amazing. I'm currently working on cosplay.
That's true. He is working on a cosplay costume right now, so we can certainly start with the base of the sky. So we have chipped sapphire, We have black soot, which I think I want to put around the outside, so we'll start with that one. And then hickory smoke, and then we have the lost shadow for around the moon. Hi, Cindy. Okay, we definitely want to use something to hold over the oxides we've already done because we don't want to smear that all over. So I'm going to start with black soot while he's cleaning my ink pad. I mean my stencil. I'm going to start with black soot, and I want to just get it around the edges. I really want that dark, 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 dark around the edges. Oops. Squeaky, squeaky. And I want the sky pretty dark. So when I say black around the edges, I mean black soot around the edges. And that's going to make this little ghosty ghost pop really well. So, and I was afraid this whole process was going to take a while, which is why I have the clown already colored that we can just pop on top of our card. I did a video before on how to color the clown, so you can definitely catch that on our YouTube channel, Sweet Sentiment Stamps YouTube channel. All right. Now I'm going to switch. Yes, I forgot about that. Then just mark it down, and when you get time, please, will you work on them then? Yes. You can work on them. Can you mark them down? What she wanted, so you have it. Here's a pen and piece of paper. Just write down what she wanted. 4 teal, I think she said. And 1 for the memento holders. Okay, now we're going to this chip sapphire. It's going to be pretty dark too. I'm not going to put too much around this moon. I'm going to make it darker around the other parts because I really want to work on some lighter around the moon. I want it to glow. She forgot you were working on your cosplay. Huh?
Sure, what I worked on.
Oh yeah, you guys want to see what he's worked on while I'm working on this oxide stuff? He can show you. Ready? So he handmade this whole piece, custom made for his own arm. But you stick your arm, it goes on your arm like this. All those details, he made all that stuff. That's super cool, huh?
Even the conchos on top.
He even made these little things and then painted them and everything. It's amazing. But that's what he's working on while I'm making takes and crafting. Okay. So I want to get this black and blue sort of blended just a little bit better. So I'm just going to go around it a little bit more. I want this sky super dark. I want to come down a little bit further down here, but I don't want to kill my grass.
Just hit it with lost shadow.
Huh?
Just hit it with lost shadow.
I will.
I mean, the grass area.
Yeah, I just want to get a little bit of this blue in there. Actually, I'll just tap it. So we can get a little bit of that blue in there, and then we'll hit it with the lost shadow. Look, we can't even see our little ghost. It's a good thing we had that mask on there, or our ghost would be gone. A little bit around the moon. This is looking really dark. I like it.
It's gonna look good for that light corona around the moon.
Huh?
That lost shadow is gonna look good on the as the light corona around the moon.
Yes, it is. So hickory smoke is the next one, and I'm just gonna, oh yeah, that's the one I want to use the clouds on. So we're gonna take our little, I want to leave it this way. I should have it on this. Okay, so this is gonna make the clouds. So I'm going to put a few of them in here. And this is hickory smoke. We'll have to come back in with the blue and like touch that up, but for now I want to get me some clouds going in here. So I want it to look spooky cloudy. Awesome sauceum. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is take this little brush that I have, if I can find it, that I was using the other night. It's just a little makeup brush that I have, and I'm going to use my chipped sapphire, just a little bit of it, to kind of blend through some of this cloud area, just so we get a little bit of a blend going on there. Kind of just to wash out that really light color at the top. Does that make sense? You guys see that? Does that make sense? Oops, that was a little bit dark. Probably shouldn't have done that much, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. It is spooky. I don't need it to look like perfect. I just want it to look super cool. I'm going to use this one down here to kind of build in some of that dark around the grass.
For your lightning, you may want to use colored pencil.
Nope, I'm going to use white gel pen. But thanks for the suggestion. Just softening this up. And then we can go back with our green and just build in that very last green one again. So now we'll have green and blue in there, so it'll look fabulous. Just build that green a little bit. The good thing about these oxides is you can layer them up, so it's kind of perfect. See? Nice. I like it. I'm happy with it. Now I'm going to take the brush, the little makeup brush that I had, that I have no idea what I did with. Here it is. Just kidding. I'm going to wipe off the blue off of my brush till it's clear. And when it's clear, then I'm going to use the Lost Shadow in order to go around the moon, because I really want that moon part to be super light. You know what? I don't know if I should use a smaller brush.
Well, it does matter if it bleeds over a little bit. It'll just blend it in.
So I'm doing most of it on top of the moon, and then I'm going around the moon just to get a little bit of shadow there. This Lost Shadow is great for this technique, I think. So I've never done this before. This is just what I had in my head. So I'm hoping it works. We'll know when it's done if it worked. So that's my goal, is to get that little bit of white in there for that. A little bit on the clouds. Put a little bit of that lost shadow on the clouds. I'll make them stand out just a little bit more. Ooh, I'm liking this. How about you guys? You liking it? Look at how spooky that sky looks. It's going to be even better when we take the images off. I'm still feeling a little bit of anxiety about the fact that there's still white spots in here. That's kind of bugging me. So I think I'm going to go back to the chip sapphire and try to get that. I'm going to tap off the real dark and then just fill in. It doesn't have to be perfect, I just don't want it to stand out too much, and it's not really going to matter that much because my little clown is going to go there and trees, so I think I'm good. Alright, so we're going to clean off the desk and then we're going to do the big reveal. Are you guys excited? I know I am.
Depending on how you look at it, either it looks like clouds or it looks like mountains in the back.
True that. It could look like mountains in the back. Depending on your view.
Until you put the light in.
Until I do everything awesomeness. Alright, here's what we got so far. We're done with the oxides. Is there anything I missed? Anything I didn't do? I think it's all there. We might have to actually stamp a sentiment on something. But let's just take a sneak peek real quick. Where's my clown? Oh, here he is. Oh, it's gonna work. Okay, here we go. Where's my tweezers? Are you guys ready? First, let's pick up this little ghost. OMG, he's so cute. He might not need anything. He might be perfect just like that. Okay, tell me, is that moon amazing or what? I mean, I really like it. I don't know about you guys, but I love it.
Lost shadow to soften that white line around it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I am. First, I gotta clean off the brush because I put blue on it. I kind of like it really bright like that, but I know what you're saying. Just soften it up just a little bit, but really it's gonna get on the moon too, so I'm gonna kind of leave it sort of stark. Man, I'm telling you, I like that. I'm super happy with it. Now, I noticed we have a few little white spots right here that we missed with the oxides, but honestly, we're just going to take YG93 and we're gonna fill it in, because honestly you're not even gonna be able to tell. There you go. Perfect. All cleaned up. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. All right, what else do we need to do? I'm thinking instead of doing the little ghosty in white, since he's already white, I might put a little bit of this crystal gel pen on him instead to make him a little sparkly and silver. I think it'll make him stand out just a little bit more. So I'm just filling him in with clear sparkle so he looks kind of iridescent. And then I'm just going to touch him with my finger to kind of take some of that off. Look at him. Can you see him sparkle? Oh, you can't see him sparkle. You can't see him sparkle on the video, but he is sparkly, I promise. Okay, we need to take, before we go finishing anything up, we need to take our multi-liner and we need to fix our cat. I need a bigger multi-liner than that. That's not going to work. So this is the 0.3. I just want to make my cat darker so it looks like one solid cat in the window. I think that makes it better. All right, we're gonna have to cut this down to card size, so I'm gonna grab a card base real quick. I don't know what color I want to use. Probably a blue, maybe. Let's see if I have a dark blue here. Oh, I have a black. I kind of think that's too black, though. Or I have a, no.
What about that brownish orange?
Like this one?
Yes.
How about that? I think I like that, honey. What do you guys think? Do you like that color? You could also do an olive green. Yes, you like that. Yes, they like that color. Let's see if we matted it. What do you think, honey? We could mat it like that, or we could mat it like this. I'm not sure I like that green, but yep, orange. Yep, orange. All right, we'll just do the orange then, because if we do two, we have to cut more of the image off, and we don't want it. Okay, I don't like the green either, so I'm right there with y'all. Okay, so we're gonna stick with the orange. We're going to trim it up. Now it's time for assembly. I'm so excited. Okay, so we need just a little bit off of each side. Okay, I'm super digging this card. I'm not gonna lie. And then I think this trimming will take off of the bottom and none off the top since we're so close to the top. And I think that works out perfectly. All right, this looks like a picture. I think it looks like a picture, which is exactly what I was going for, so I'm super happy about that. Okay, let me hold this still. I'll use my espresso as my bone folder. And we're going to make this little guy wobble on here, so I think that's going to be awesome. All right, it's gonna fit on here like these. So we need to put it on there before we put on the wobble. And yes, I used a paper that was used before. I printed on my good paper by mistake. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Even if we put this on, we can still stamp Boo and more bats. I think we need more bats in the sky.
You gotta do the lightning.
I was gonna do the lightning. Oh my goodness. I mean, what do you think, honey? Lightning? It's hard to see underneath it. Let's see, where do I want? I think this way. And I'm going to use my white gel pen if it'll work. Here we go. Oh, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh, well, maybe a little bit. It doesn't fit in this little crack right here. I know. I might have to use the oxide thing. Yep. We'll have to use Lost Shadow. Here we go. Let's use Lost Shadow. I bet that'll work. Well, now I gotta line it back up. It's okay. I'm good at this. I have experience. And we can use the little brush, which is perfect. Here we go. Well, this is going to be cool, I think. At least I hope. This is going to be lightning in our sky. Going to look like, don't go in that house. Lightning will strike you. And then I need, I think, a little one.
Do it straight up and down.
Like this?
Yeah. It's like angle to it.
Towards the other one. Like that. The other one's right here. Or do you think I should do it off to the side?
Yeah, off to the side. Lower down towards ground.
I guess my hubby has more experience with lightning than I do. And we'll put one of them up in the cloud. All right, it's a lightning night. Okay. Woohoo! All right, now if we're gonna stamp Boo, we need to stamp it now.
Where are you going to stamp any of the trees?
Yep, I am actually. If they fit on here. Okay, here we go. All right. My stamp set that I'm using is the clown because it has the word Boo on it. Let's see, if we put him on here and we wobble him, we need the Boo to be up here. And then we need to see on the other stamp set where the bats are if we want to add some bats. So there's 2 bats on here. And there's a tree. Which I think the tree might look super cool in here with this. Well, no, because the lightning's too low. I'm not going to put the tree. Plus, it's going to be covered up by the clown. But I am going to put these little bats in here. Right here. Stay. Stay. Stay where I put you. They're sticking to my nails. Anybody have that problem? It's frustrating. There we go. Last message I got is, I don't like the green. Boo and bats. Here we go. We might have to do them a second time, but we'll see. Ooh, we got to make them just a little bit darker, and they're perfect. They're perfect with this card. I really like them. One more time. See if they're dark enough now. Oh, I think they're great. They're perfect. All right. Yay! Now I'm going to clean off these stamps real quick. I'm not going to put them away. Just going to clean them off real quick because I don't like my stamps to get all icky. Now we have our sentiment on there. Look, look. We have bats and boo. All right, we're almost done. Now we have our clown. Now, normally I'd color him with you guys, but we don't really have time for that tonight. So we're just going to use the pre-colored one. So these little Ziploc bags, they hold your...
Before you put them on the wall,
Yeah.
did you want to cut out the white space?
Yeah. I did. I'll be frustrated if I don't. Dale knew if I didn't cut this white space out right here, I was going to be bugged once I wobbled him. So he pointed out that I hadn't done that yet. So this part and this part, it just bugs me. It's a personal thing. Some of you guys might not care about that, but for me, it just really makes me happy to have that knot in there. Okay? Dale knows how to make me happy. He tells me when I forget something. Okay, so we're going to put this wobble on the back, so he's going to wobble around here. So I'm just, when you use these wobbles, I don't know if we've talked about this on a live or not. We might have. But when you use these wobbles, you have to take this, don't stab yourself in the finger. You have to take these papers off. And this part with the opening, the hole in it, that's the part that goes on your image. And then this back piece that's clear when you pull the paper off, that's the part that goes on the card. So you want to kind of work on your wobble a little before you put them on there, just to make sure it's like ready to go the way you want it to. And then you just need to find a good spot where you can lift up the paper that's on this backing. Sometimes it's a little challenging, but so worth it in the end. Okay, now I'm gonna flip him over. Don't want him too far off my card when he wobbles, so I'm gonna put him right here. Then we just press him down. Sometimes I'll take like this little flattener tool that I have. I don't even know what it's called. Somebody gave it to me a long time ago. And I'll just take it and press down that clear part that's under there. I don't know if you can see it, but the clear plastic piece, I want it to stay on there, so I'm just pressing that down a little bit to make sure it gets a really good grip, since I'm going to be wobbling this guy a lot. Isn't he just the cutest? You know, I could go on and on with different special things that you can do to this to make it even cooler and cooler and cooler. What do you guys think? No one is saying anything. I hope you like it. I have a multi-liner. Here it is. So I wrote keep out on the door. I wrote keep out because I don't want anyone in my little haunted house. So let me hold it up so you can really see. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's how easy it can be. Like the most challenging part. Let's see, what the most challenging part for me was the clouds, because I'm not very good with clouds. But
if you need card ideas, just let me know.
It turned out super great. I like it. And so just as a quick recap, the bat and the tree and the house and the cute little ghost came on this stamp set. And it is from CC Designs, so you will not find this on our website. You can check out theirs. And their website is right here. www.ccdesignsrs.com. ccdesignsrs.com. That's where you can find this colored with Copics. And then the clown and the word boo are from our cute but creepy stamp set. So that's where you can find all that stuff. And the stencil we used is called Let's Rock. We used this for lightning. It can also be cracks in the rocks if you build rocks. This can be grass or flames, depending on which way you look at it. And this can be clouds or water, either way.
Mountains.
Huh?
Or if you flip it upside down, they could be like mountain peaks.
Or they can be mountain peaks, but we have the mountain peaks already. I like it as water. But yeah, so we have this stencil at Sweet Sentiment and wobbles at Sweet Sentiment, so your little guy can take off like this. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know I'm here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings, 9:30 Central. So tonight's my last night for this week. I will maybe, I don't know if I fly out on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I will let you guys know if I'm going to be able to in your store. I can't find them. I'm gonna try to do Monday, but if I'm traveling, I will let you guys know. But then, what did that say? Internet off. We'll watch replay. Can you tell me where the happy birthday cutouts are in the store? I can't find them. Yes. So you can find them under laser cut sentiments. So just go to www.sweetsentiment.us, and in the search for put laser cuts and it'll pop in for you. Will we bring the wobbles to Sacramento? Yes, we will have wobbles in Sacramento. So I will let you know if I'm unable to do live on Tuesday, but I won't be able to do Wednesday and Thursday, and then I'll be gone for 2 weeks. We have Sacramento, and then the following weekend is Ontario, and then I will be back and we'll do more fun, cool, amazing stuff, and I'll show you how I made that, card that, like, when I get back. Thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for sticking in with me. I know this was a long one, but it's so cute. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Good night.